Să rămână bună dimineața și
Good morning.
soyez bienvenue pour les Français ici. J'aime parler français
And
aussi anglais,
welcome.
mais quand même je suis en Roumanie, alors je vais parler roumain.
Oh, I can speak both Romanian and
Sigur că ne bucurăm cu
French, but I'll speak in Romanian.
o reuniune
Of
atât de
course,
importantă
we're all
pe
happy
sorg.
to
Cultura sorghului
attend
în
such an
România,
important
chiar dacă nu
conference on
are
sorghum,
13.000
even
hectare,
though in Romania only
datele
13,000
pe care le
hectares are cultivated with sorghum,
și pe care cercetătorii noștri
and yet, according to our data,
indică o importanță deosebită a sorghului în contextul schimbărilor climatice. Din două motive. Unul pentru că este o plantă rezistentă la deficitul de apă și în al doilea rând pentru faptul că fixează un hectar de sorg 50-55 de tone de dioxid de carbon în comparație cu cerealele celelalte grâu, spre exemplu, care
compared to wheat, for example, which only manages 10 to 15 tons of carbon capture. Given the ever-increasing effects of climate change worldwide, of course, agriculture, which is deemed to be a contributor to greenhouse gas emissions, although at European level it has been stated that agriculture is not just a problem but also a part of the solution. As you know, crops can capture a lot of the carbon dioxide, but on the other hand, according to studies, things are not so good with animal production. Ruminants are responsible for methane emissions, which are, it seems, 10 times more dangerous than CO2 emissions. Thus, we should shift towards the direction indicated by research, namely use drought-tolerant crops, and sorghum is one of these. I see that the ASAS chairman is also here with us. So research also indicates chickpeas as a solution, but this is a conference on sorghum. Unfortunately, this crop is not widely spread in Romania.
Pe o scară destul de redusă, sper că în condițiile în care cercetătorii noștri recomandă călduros,
given the warm recommendations given by our researchers, this crop will spread.
Specialiștii din alte state.
We've had exchanges of experiences with experts from other countries, from EU member states, and that will provide the opportunity to really benefit from all the advantages of this crop. I understand that protein is important. It's protein-wise, sorghum is comparable to soybeans, so it's up to us to encourage Romanian farmers to use this plant as much as possible. It may be a bit late, but I think we can still provide specific support. Let's see if such a solution can be applied, as we already have in place for green peas, for soybeans, and so on, to have coupled support for the coming period. So, as I said, I hope that Romania will cultivate more and more sorghum, given all its benefits. It's true that this will depend on the in-field results of the cultivation. Of course, performance is not quite as good as those for corn, maize, the yield per hectare is lower. But we mustn't forget the advantages of sorghum cultivation. One kind of support for our farmers would lead to the results we all want, given the advantages of this crop. I would expect our researchers to give us encouraging data, and I expect farmers to confirm these, because regardless how much theory you provide to a farmer, if you can provide figures to prove the benefits of a certain crop, then for sure our farmers will resort to that plant. I don't want to take over the discussions. I only want to wish you a lot of luck, a successful conference, following which, hopefully, we will all reach the conclusion that Romania will have a lot to gain by cultivating this crop, and not only against the backdrop of climate change and carbon capture, but also in order to provide benefits for our farmers, for whom, like I said, I will try, together with my colleagues from the ministry, to find solutions for support. Thank you very much.
Monsieur le ministre, Mesdames et Messieurs,
Ladies and gentlemen,
tout d'abord, je tiens à remercier Monsieur le ministre de nous avoir rejoints ce matin et pour tout l'intérêt qu'il peut porter à cette culture et ce congrès. Et c'est pour nous un très grand honneur de le recevoir et pour la pertinence des propos qui ont été tenus. Merci, Monsieur le ministre. Si je suis président de la Confédération européenne des producteurs de maïs, c'est avant tout parce que je suis agriculteur dans le sud-ouest de la France, polyculteur éleveur. Et c'est à ce titre que je suis responsable dans le maïs. La CEPM, Confédération européenne des producteurs de maïs, dont je remercie
within this organization, and of course I am glad to be here. I am honored to be here for the first event of this type. Sorghum represents only a small fraction of the total global area compared to maize. However, it can offer a true solution to our growers. It can become an opportunity. In order to do that, we need to identify its weaknesses and as well as its advantages. On the one hand, we are talking about advantages in terms of soil and in terms of temperature, of climate, given the climate change context, as well as environmental and economic advantages. Sorghum also has another advantage in Europe, advantages that are not known in Europe. In order to do that, we need to mobilize around it, and we need to, I would like to thank Mr. Luc Esprit here, who has invested himself in this effort. Also, we need to focus more on its genetics, markets, agronomy, outlets. It is in that way that we can build this industry upstream. In order to do that, we need to get together, discuss, unite, and also thank you very much for your interest in this event. Farmers, scientists, agronomists, economists, professionals in general, and associations in the field in Europe. Through your presence here, you actually prove your interest and your willingness to build this industry. And I think the basis is there, the foundations are there. We can build this sector. Thank you very much.